Hello, Miss Kathy. This is Lori Deal. I wanted to start by just saying thank you for your class on Thursday. Thank you for being flexible and fitting Miss Jana and I in, and just for being an amazing cheerleader for the foundation as a whole. We really appreciate you and everything that you do. I wanted to talk today about effacement, dilation, and station. I feel like it's super important for our mamas to understand, our parents to understand the three different components there. I think a lot of times we just talk about dilation, and it's really important for you to know all the different aspects so you can have the full big picture view of what's really happening in your body as you prepare for labor to begin and then as you're in labor. Okay, so the three things again are effacement, dilation, and station. So everybody knows, as heard dilated, how far dilated, how many centimeters are you? That's like always the big question, which is one component and is a very important component, but it's not the only thing that we need to be aware of. So with dilation, you go from 0 to 10, 10 being completely dilated, fully dilated, and ready to move on to the pushing stage of labor. So that's how that one is going to be quantified, is a 0 to 10. Once you get to 6 centimeters, that's considered full active labor. 8 to 10, 7 to 10 is kind of that transition time. And then again, at 10 centimeters, you're ready for the pushing stage. I love the images that we have in our curriculum here that really give you a actual, so you can really see what it is that you're moving from. I love any kind of visual like that here. So I feel like we have a really good graph in this book here, and then just shows you like how that change is going to go. So the next one that I wanted to talk about is effacement. So effacement is the change in the cervix as far as the length of the cervix and the plasticity of the cervix. So when you first start out, your cervix is going to be long and very firm. And as labor progresses and your effacement changes, your cervix is going to become shorter and more squishy and pliable. That number is going to be given to you in a percentage. So from 0% effaced all the way up to 100% effaced, which means that you're completely effaced. Cervix is just all but gone. Well, is gone at 100% effaced. So that cervical change, there's also a great picture here. I love this, the image of the ketchup bottle versus the opening of a mayonnaise bottle, that your cervix is not only trying to dilate out this way, but it also needs to shorten and get squishier. I think it's also really important, which is a little bit off the subject, sort of, but also talking to mom about when she's in the doctor's office and the doctor goes to check her, how far back is he having to reach, or she, when they're checking you? Has your cervix kind of tilted forward, as it will as you're getting ready to actually be in full labor, active labor? If your cervix is still kind of pointed toward the back of your body, you still got some time left, and so that's always another good component to talk about. So then the last one, which I feel like people don't know about at all, is the station of your baby. And so that's going to be given from a -4 or -4 to a +4. So -4 is baby's head is way up here, floaty, and +4 is when baby is crowning. And in our book here, we have another great image. I really love these visuals to bring to mama's mind when she's in labor and she's told that she's at a 0 station or maybe even a +1 station, and so she can really realize how low baby actually is. So the reason why the station of the baby is so important is because baby's head coming down into the pelvis and putting that pressure on the cervix is what causes that cervical change, which causes the cervix to soften and get shorter and open up. And so we need baby down, putting that pressure on the cervix in order to cause that cervical change that makes it possible for baby to get here. I really like for my mamas to know this, so that if mom is having, maybe she's gotten to a point in her labor where she's, I don't like to say stalled out, but things have slowed down a little bit. and it's been 2 or 3 hours and the nurse comes in and wants to check her again, and her dilation hasn't changed, but maybe she's gone from 60% effaced to 80 or 90% effaced, and baby's come down from, baby was high in the pelvis, maybe baby was a -2, and now baby's a 0 station, maybe even a +1. That's huge change. And so I really like for my moms to know that maybe your dilation hasn't changed, but these other factors have changed, and that's a very big deal. Your body is working. Your body is doing what it needs to be doing. Your body can birth this baby. And so that's why I love for my moms to have a full picture of what's going on, so they are less likely to get discouraged if things slow down, and just so they can really visualize what it is that their body's doing in this process. Thank you so much, Miss Kathy.